Alhamdulillahi nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruhu wa nu'minu bihi wa natawakkalu alayhi. Wa na'udzu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. May yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa may yudlilhu fala hadiya lahu. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam tabaraka wa sallama tasliman kasiran kasira amma ba'd. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wa man ahsanu qawlan mimman da'a ila Allah wa amila salihah wa qala innani minal muslimin. My dear brothers and respected elders, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so kind, so merciful, so compassionate that He has revealed to us a religion of Allah. The religion which Allah wants us to embrace as a way of life, as a means to be closer to Allah, as a means to enter paradise, to be saved from hellfire. So Allah has blessed us with that religion, which is known as Islam. It is the religion which Allah has chosen to be the religion for the entire mankind. So to Allah there is no other religion except Islam. All other religion other than Islam is made by men, or they have modified the religion which Allah has revealed, that is Islam, to become another religion which they give their own names other than Islam. But the only religion of Allah is Islam. Allah has chosen Islam as the religion for men. And certainly those who follow Islam will attain, success, will attain success in their life in this world and in the life of the hereafter. And those who adopt or embrace other religion other than the religion of Islam will not be successful in this world and not in the hereafter. So some may say to me, why we are not successful, we do not embrace Islam, we are rich, we have power, we have money, we have, artilleries to wage war on any other countries as we like. Are we not successful? So that's not a person who are successful when they are given the richness and the wealth of this world. Successful in this world means to have peace, tranquility, happiness. That is a person who is successful in this world, who are having peace and tranquility. Those who have a lot of wealth, power, weapons and artilleries, able to wage war on any other countries as they like, are not successful. They will not have peace and happiness. The people who do not embrace Islam, who embrace any other religion than the religion of Islam, they will not have happiness. That's why they will make themselves to be happy by doing so many things, like by doing music, dancing, singing, cinema, so many rocks, rock music, One time in the old days, they call a gathering of people wanting to have peace. Woodstock. I don't know whether you know Woodstock. All young men gathered in one large field in order to enjoy themselves. They do whatever they want to do. So they don't have happiness, they don't have tranquility, peace. So those who have peace and tranquility in life in this world is not only the people who name Islam. He has a Muslim name or Islamic name, no. Who have parents who are Muslim or believer. But those who embrace Islam not only names, in practices. And what is the practices of Islam? The practice of Islam is the practices of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. If we do any practices and we call them Islam, but it was not done by our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, that is not Islam. That is called wrong deeds, bid'ah, wrong deeds. So what the Prophet ﷺ have done, have shown us that will be his sunnah, and we adopt that sunnah, and that is the religion of Islam. Okay, what is the religion of Islam? It's the religion of Muhammad ﷺ. So we cannot say this is Islam when the practices that we do are not the practices of Muhammad ﷺ. It is a modified form of Islam, and that is wrong. So as much as we obey and follow Muhammad ﷺ and do as he did, that is Islam. That's why Quran is actually Islam, but Allah gave the understanding of Quran to Muhammad ﷺ and had given him the ability to practice the Quran. And whatever he has practiced, that is Quran, that is called Sunnah. So if we don't follow Muhammad ﷺ, the practices of Muhammad ﷺ, it means we don't follow Quran. And we don't follow Quran, it means we are deviated from the correct path. Like Sufyan Gombak. You know, he wake up at 6:30, didn't pray tahajjud. I told him many times he should pray tahajjud. And that is the sunnah of the Prophet to pray tahajjud. But when Sufyan do not wake up for tahajjud, he doesn't follow that sunnah. Rasulullah went on inviting people to Allah, giving da'wah to people, invite people to Allah day and night. That is the sunnah. And we are not doing it now. We can see those who claim themselves to be Muslim, to be the champion of the Islamic world. They do not pray tahajjud, they don't do the work of dawah, they don't invite people to go, forbid people from evil. So they are not, the true is Muslim. Muslim is a person who has submit their entire desire to the desire of Allah. Submission, complete submission to the will of Allah. So there are many in this world who claim themselves as the followers of Muhammad Sallam, who claim themselves to be Muslim, but they don't follow the Sunnah. So when they don't follow the Sunnah, then they are called deviated one. They are not called Muslim. Actually, they claim themselves Muslim, but they are actually not Muslim. They have entered Islam, but they have gone to the deviated path. And this is the path which not lead to paradise. They will lead to hellfire. So there are many people who recited the kalima, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, and they don't follow the Sunnah of Rasulullah. The two very important Sunnah of Rasulullah is to do the work of inviting people to good and forbidding people from the evil during the day. And during the night is to pray tahajjud. That's a very important Sunnah. This order of Allah has been given to the Muhammad Sallam during the early part of Islam. When he has received the first revelation, Iqra bismi rabbikal ladzi khalaq. Read in the name of your Lord. Then after that, he went home. He wanted to take rest, and yet an angel comes give him an order. And that order is to preach people to Allah. Kum fa'anzir warabbaka fakabbir. That ayat. Then give him another ayat. Kum ya ayyuhal muzammil kumil layla illa qalila. Wake up at the night, pray. So the tahajjud salat is obligatory to Muhammad Sallam, but with his followers, for fear of giving them difficulties, the order has been made by Allah to be non-obligatory but highly recommended to be done. So these are an order also, but it's not obligatory but highly recommended. So I told Sufyan to pray tahajjud. He denied it. He disobeyed me. So how he is known as people who follow Sunnah? The two very important Sunnah of the Prophet Sallam are not being obeyed. So many so-called Muslim in the world, they don't know about Sunnah. They don't know about this Sunnah. They don't do it. None of them doing da'wah in the day, and none is waking up at night. Very few who are doing da'wah, who are doing the work of Muhammad Sallallahu during the day and wake up at the night. But these two sunnah are the most important sunnah. After 10 years, then Allah ordered the 5 times daily prayer, which are obligatory on all believers. But among all the non-obligatory prayer, the most important non-obligatory prayer is tahajjud. So you should not miss tahajjud. And you must try to do it. Even if you can only daily 2 rakat, like Rashidi, with no khusyuk. 2 rakat with no devotion and concentration. And you can imagine how fast is that salat. There is no dua also, Rashidi. We are supposed to do salat tahajjud and then dua, because that is the very important part of the day when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala come to the lower heaven, and asking who is wanting to ask from me, so that I will accept their dua. So in the 1/3 of the night before fajar, that is the time when Allah will descend to the lower heavens. And that is the time when we should make dua. Then how Rashidi will be able to make dua when he is only making 2 rakat tahajjud? Cannot. No. Why he do that? Why he become like that? For so long been in the work of dawah. And until today he doesn't know that is a 2 important order of Allah. Making dawah in the daytime and salat tahajjud at night time. Of course we have to do the 5 times daily prayer. But that is the time of supplication to Allah. Like Yazid. How many rakat you pray tahajjud? 4 rakat. Do you make dua? He make dua. Long or small?
Not too long.
Very short dua. We should make a long dua. And long tahajjud. Recommended to pray tahajjud 13 rakat. Including witr. 13 rakat. And dua maybe 15 minutes. But what happened when person like Sufyan are not knowing this, are not doing it, and being told also are not wanting to do it? I said to him, what time you wake up? 6:15. That is not the time of tahajjud. You see? I said, do you put any alarm? Oh, my son took away my phone. What? It's just he doesn't want to do it, that's all. A person who doesn't want to do it, every night sleeping. The person who wants to do it, maybe once in a while he didn't do it, but not at all time, at all night. Like Hanzala, are you doing tahajjud now? No. You used to do it? You used to do it mean you, before you were doing it? No also. That means, huh? Or for a long time he did not obey. So that means he disregard a very important sunnah. You know, this is an order which is given the early part of Islam. What does it mean? It means it's a very important order of Allah. Otherwise, it will be given later parts. Why the sunnah of tahajjud is very important? Because it's the time of dua, asking Allah. The most among all the time of the day is the time which is most accepted. When Allah comes to the lower heavens, Allah doesn't do that, I know, at Zohar, no. He doesn't do it at Maghrib, he do it just before Fajar. So you must wait for that time and make dua, and you must wait at that time after you have performed salat. That is a good time for you to pray and to ask Allah. Not wake up and then asking Allah, not like that. So a person who doesn't do tahajjud, do not do the work of dawah in the daytime, are really the person who have had disregard highly the sunnah of Prophet. We can include these people as the people who are not following the sunnah of the Prophet at all. Before you can follow all the other sunnah of Prophet, all the other practices of Prophet, like eating, like sleeping, like marrying, you can't do it unless you do the big sunnah. The two big sunnah is to do dawah, to do the work of inviting people to good, forbidding people from evil during the day, and standing at night and then making dua. These are the two very important order of Allah which Allah has given to the Prophet and to the disbelievers in the early part of the revelation. Which means it is so important, the most fundamental, the great orders of Allah, which has been neglected almost by the entirely people of the so-called Muslim. Or they have recited the great kalima, that's about all they do. Other than that, they are just like the non-Muslims. So how could you become a believer? How could you become a Muslim? How could you follow Muhammad SAW if you don't do these two very important orders of Allah? And everybody is simply sleeping until Fajar. Some Muslims pray Fajar at home. Some go to the mosque. But they don't pray Tahajjud. And they don't perform. And they don't do dawah. This is not right also. Some even sleep, never pray Fajar even. Never pray Zohar, never pray Asar. Never pray Maghrib. Not at all. Only saying that I'm a Muslim. I've embraced Islam. That's why so many new Muslim converts are much better than the non-converts who have been having ancestors, since time ancestors as Muslims. They're usually the one who only recite the kalima and that's about all. So basically they are not a believer because they don't follow the sunnah. They are only the people who have entered Islam. When the Badwin, the Arab Badwin recited the kalima, that they told to everybody that I'm a believer. Allah says, no, don't say that. You are not a believer. You are only people who have entered Islam. Don't say you are a believer. The kalima, La ilaha illallah Muhammad sallallahu, which you have uttered, have not entered into your heart. And that's the reason why you should not call yourself a believer, but only a person who have entered Islam or a person who have decided to embrace Islam. But Islam has not entered into your lifestyle. So don't confuse this. Everybody is saying, when I recite the kalima, I will really become Muslim. Saying is one thing, the truth is another thing. What they say is not true. You are not a believer. Or you are not a Muslim. Only by reciting the kalima. You are only a person who have entered Islam. Who are the people who can say they are Muslim? Allah says in the Quran, وَمَنْ أَحْسَنُ قَوْلًا مِمَّنْ دَعَا إِلَى اللَّهِ وَأَمِلَ صَالِحًا وَقَالَ إِنَّنِي مِنَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. Whose words are better than the words of people calling people to Allah, and he has good deeds? That means a person who have iman and good deeds. And he says, that the person who can say, وَقَالَ إِنَّنِي مِنَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. I'm a Muslim, a person who have submitted myself to the desire of Allah. Like Sufyan, he cannot say he's a Muslim. He doesn't have good deeds. Even now his praying are not accepted. Sufyan. Many of you, like Rashidi, you don't have good deeds. You know, why you don't have good deeds? Because the kalima, iman, la ilaha illallah, has not entered in your heart to the level which Allah is pleased, which will make your deeds become good. Like Yazid are not good deeds. Rashidi, among you only Samad has achieved. Through believer the good deeds, others have not able to achieve as yet. So all your deeds are not good deeds, all are not accepted by Allah. And how can you say, وَقَالَ إِنَّنِي مِنَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ? You can only call yourself a Muslim when you have iman, through iman and good deeds. In order to do the two good deeds, you have to obey the order of Allah, to call people to Allah, or to do the work of inviting people to good, forbidding people from evil in the way of Muhammad SAW with the intention to please Allah during the day. At the night, you have to pray. Salat tahajjud and make dua. Do Sufyan think that he can attain anything, achieve anything without being granted by Allah, or he can only acquire it himself? No. We cannot acquire anything. We cannot acquire iman, we cannot acquire good deed, we cannot having anything. Unless Allah give us. And how? We should ask Him. We don't have even time of the day to ask Him. We have not allocated the time. So how can we get it? Sufyan? You are not praying tahajjud, you are not praying to Allah, you are not asking dua to Allah. You think you can do it, you can have everything without asking Him? My dear, even your son have to ask you, and only you give. Allah don't will give you the iman unless you ask. You work for it and you make dua. Not only you work and then you don't make dua. There's two very important orders, to work and to make dua. Only dua is not possible. Only working, not dua, is also not possible. You have to have both. During the day, you work. And your work is to call people to Allah. Your work is to invite people to good and forbidding people from evil. That is the work of a Muslim. And at night, you have to ask Allah. And of course, you must pray and then ask Allah. Not only asking. Rashidi is not asking Allah. He say, pray tahajjud 2 rakaat only. After so years of following me, and yet you have not reached to this level. What is the reason as to why you are not able to do it? Just simply because you do not want to do it. That's all. Don't want to do it. I do not want to suppress my desire. That's the reason. I do not want to suppress my desire to sleep. If he want to suppress his desire, he will be able to do. What's wrong with him? What he doesn't have. He have everything. Allah has given him all the ability to do it. And yet he refused because he wants to fulfill his desire to sleep and to have sex with his wife. And Sufyan, just because you want to sleep and playing games. So you are not willing to strive to obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Prophet. In order to call a Muslim, you must, during the day, must do the work of inviting people to Allah, and the night you must pray, asking Allah to give you iman, to forgive your sins. You understand? To forgive your sin, to give you iman, to give you taqwa, to give you rizki, to give barakah in all your earnings. You must ask Him, who are you? Who are you? Do not want to ask Allah. You think you can get it by your own work? Or anybody else can give you? No, there's none who can give you except Allah. So you don't wake up at night, you don't ask Allah to give you. It means who is your Lord? Your Lord is not Allah. You must wake up in the tahajjud and pray. In the morning, in the daytime, you must call people to Allah, must spend some time. Not all the time during the day, some time in the morning or in the evening, 45 minutes. Go from house to house. Muslim, the so-called Muslim or not Muslim. The non-Muslim, you tell them, embrace Islam. There's no God except Allah. Tell him that our God is Allah. Believe in Him, obey Him. And Muhammad is the Prophet whom Allah has sent to you and to me. We follow Him. Then we'll be successful. Is it difficult? The work is not difficult. But it is difficult because we have to suppress our desire. You know? To spend time for such work which doesn't give us any earning, any money. We think that it's a waste of time to spend time strolling from house to house for 45 minutes, say salam to the people, and to remind them about the kalimah if they are Muslim. If they are not Muslim, to invite them to recite the kalimah, and to invite the person who claim themselves Muslim, those who have recited kalimah, to do this work of inviting people to good, forbidding people to evil, and tell them, if you do this work, what you will get? The kalimah will enter into your heart. If you don't do this work, the kalimah will not enter into your heart. And then what happens to you? You only become a person who have entered Islam. You will never become a believer. You will never become a believer with the true deeds. And at night, we have to wake up and asking Allah for iman. Iman is not cheap. It's very, 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 very precious. The value of iman is paradise. You can never enter iman if you got shirk. That's why those who are shirk, who associate Allah with others, like Yazid, will never be able to enter paradise. You must enter hellfire, like Rashidi. He associate Allah with others. He has not become the true believers with good deeds. The person who have become true believers with good deeds, they associate others with Allah, but to the tolerable limit. But those who have not become the true believers with the good deed, they have associated Allah to a level which is intolerable to Allah. When you love your wife more than Allah, that is intolerable. When you love your work, your money, but less than Allah, that is tolerable. Allah can accept that. Your deed will not be truly good, but it's still a good deed. Because you still have a little sincerity in it. But if you can, having completely no love with other than Allah, only the love of Allah, then you'll become the lover of Allah. Then your deed will become very good deeds. And naturally, your dua is highly accepted by Allah. And your life will be different. When you become the lover of Allah, your life in this world and in the hereafter is completely different. You will live in this world like living in Jannah. Who are the people living in Jannah? They ask, whatever they want will be given. Whatever they desire to have will be given. Whatever they ask will be will be accepted and be given. So it's such a life without any problem. Whatever you want will be given. Whatever you ask will be given. And so you are given almost everything that you need and you want. Such a happy life. That is a life of peace and tranquility and happiness. You know, your life in this world is like in paradise. You are not yet in paradise, but you are the people of paradise. So when you will become the people of paradise, Allah will make the life in this world as in paradise. And in paradise, Allah says, Allah says, you whatever you want will be given, and also whatever you ask. It is the characteristic of Jannah, of paradise. So, if this life like the life in paradise, and we are in the hereafter will enter paradise, then we'll have success in this world and hereafter. But if we having in this world lot of wealth, money, cars, plane, houses, and yet we are not happy. Because why? Whatever we want we don't get, except the things. And the things that we have do not give us any solace and happiness. And the wife that we have, children are not giving us peace of mind. Then what's the use of all the wealth? The wealth cannot give us peace of mind. Allah can give. Even with a small wealth, Allah can give us peace and happiness. But the wealth of as much as this world can never do anything to us. Can never give us happiness. So success is not having wealth, having abundance of wealth, having power. For power and wealth has no power to give peace and happiness. The one who gives peace and happiness is only Allah. Even with small wealth, no? Even without food, Allah can give peace and happiness, like He has given to Muhammad Sallallahu. He wants to give Prophet Muhammad the abundance, but Prophet Sallallahu has rejected it. He asked Allah that I have food one day and I will fast, starve another day. Yeah, I have food one day and I have no food the other day. The other day which I have no food, I will be fasting. I love to have that because so that when I have food, I'll be grateful to you, and when I have no food, I'll be patient. So it's the only prophet of Allah among all the prophets who have ever made such a dua and a prayer. So the Prophet ﷺ used to say, if I want, when his wife, one time he went to one of his wife, he was sleeping in a bed which is so soft. So he said, what we have done? The wife said, he was, folded only into 2 folds, but today I made it into 4 folds. Oh, so it'll be more comfortable for you. I said, the Prophet said, don't do that. That make tahajjud difficult. If I want, he said, to be wealthy, I can ask Allah and Allah can give me the mountain of Uhud to become gold for me and they will follow me. So Sufyan, he need the comfort of his sleep. And he is devoid of performing tahajjud. And just because we are praying at 6:30 here, not at the time when fajar has come, Sufyan came late as me. I was late because I write Quran, tafseer Quran. But Sufyan sleeping. That's not a valid reason to come late to prayer at fajar. Come only 6:30 simply because you wake up at 6:15. So he is wanting. And the Prophet ﷺ said, don't make it. It's so soft. It will be difficult for tahajjud. So Sufyan should sleep on the floor. Because he cannot wake up for tahajjud. Why he didn't make such effort to wake up in tahajjud? He shouldn't only put alarm. He should make his bed uncomfortable. So he should not have pillow. He should have only stone. So that when his head fall down, then he wake up. Then he pray tahajjud. Because you don't have Allah is not with you, not yet, to wake up at time when you want. Those who are lover of Allah, Allah wake them up. No matter how late they are sleeping. Allah wake them up. Angels are guarding them. They will pray tahajjud. There's no problem. They ask Allah, Allah wake them up. But you all don't have angels. So you must resort to such effort as making your bedding uncomfortable. And you don't have pillow. Only stone. Or banana. You know banana? In Malaysia there's a lot of coconut. You put coconut and you sleep on that. And you see how comfortable you are. And in that sense you cannot sleep. And you pray in tahajjud. And tahajjud are so important, even most important in Ramadan. And on the Ramadan there's a night called Laylatul Qadr. That night you don't only pray tahajjud, all night you should wake up. So it's so important. The amal are at the night. Sufyan is ignorant, even though he disobeyed. Such a stupid guy. His age is already 45, wanting to marry another one. His previous wife have expired, died at an early age, leaving him with the small sons, little child. And the child has grown up now and want to marry another one. When he is now without wife, not doing tahajjud, what happened when he has wife? I think he will never pray fajar. A very, very cruel person. So my dear brother, we should love Allah. And how to become the lover of Allah is tahajjud is a means that Allah has given us the pray tahajjud as a means to get closer to Allah. It's a means to expiate our sins. It's a means to get nearness to Allah. So how can you become the lover of Allah if we don't do gash in the daytime and praying tahajjud at night? We can't ever become the lover of Allah. The real thing is not only to become the true believer of the good deeds, but to become the lover of Allah. Because once you become the lover of Allah, Allah will give you rewards, even in this world. Allah will give you abundance, good children, richness, power, everything that you want. And in the hereafter you'll be in the upper portion of paradise, closer to Allah. And you'll be able to enjoy your life to the extreme happiness when you're able to visit and talk to Allah daily. So we should aim for paradise in the upper portion. To be there, we have to become the lover of Allah. If we are only the true believer of the good deeds, we'll be in the lower part of Jalan. If we are not, we'll be in the hellfire. So make your choice. If you make the wrong choice, you'll have disaster, you'll have unhappiness, and none to be blamed except yourself. Because you have been told in the worldly life, and yet you denied the truth and continue to disobey the order of Allah like Sufyan. So we don't become a person who regretted later on. There's no use. To have regret in the hereafter is no use, completely useless. It's of no importance at all. It will not help us to be taken out from the hellfire. We will be thrown. Either we regret or we not. But surely everybody will regret over the action which they have done in this world. And what are the actions which they have regretted so much? They know it, yet they do not do it. Like Yazid, they know the truth, and yet they deny it. And this person are really, really regretful over what they have done in this world. Okay.